right, y'all. This is a video that I have tried my hardest not to make. It really is. I promise you it is. But one thing I'm always going to do is listen to what my creator tells me to do, even when I don't want to do it. So, this message is about divine counterpart connections, what many people call twin flame connections. I do not call them that because I feel like there's a vibration of energy there that is too heavy. You know, it's weighted down by a whole bunch of misinformation. And so I have, in some sense, separated the understanding. I call it divine counterpart connection. Now, so when you hear me say divine counterpart, I want you to understand I'm talking about twin flames. All right. These are going to be some tough messages for y'all. But again, as I said before in a previous video, if this truth don't resonate with you, I wish you Godspeed to the truth that does. So, what Spirit has told me, made very clear to me, is that everybody, actually, I'm going to be real with you, Spirit has been kind of irritated. It's like, Spirit has been kind of aggy about this. Spirit's like, oh, y'all think I really created y'all. So, let me rewind it back a little bit. First, Spirit wants you to know that there is nothing that you are that it is not. There is nothing that you are that it is not. So when you see these understandings that are man, woman, and transgender and everything else, it is all of those things. It is a he, she understanding. It calls itself it. It calls itself they. And overall, there are two creators. They always consider themselves to be one. They're always one. They're one and one. Just enough separation to know that they are separate but not. Always together, the yin and yang. The masculine, the divine masculine, and the divine feminine understanding. Married together, always in union. And these crazy understandings have this intense, I call them crazy understandings because the level of love that they have for each other, the level of intense love understanding, it's beyond us, you know. It's beyond a lot of people, you know. I mean, well, it isn't. See, even as I'm saying it, Spirit is not agreeing with me. It's saying, no, it is. Y'all can have this, but you gotta let a lot of stuff go. You gotta let a lot of stuff go. And many people, they find that hard, you know, but we're gonna get to all of that. So going back to what I was saying, first thing that Spirit wants you to know is that it is one, but also two, that always understands itself to be one because it chooses that. It chooses to always be in union with itself. It loves itself. A mirror understanding. They have shown me themselves many different ways, dancing in the sky, always together, always in union, always changing forever, and telling me, you see us in this form, in this way, but this is as much as you can take it. You know, it's such a beautiful thing. And also they got dope taste in music. But anyway, we're not getting into all of that. They are always one. They are always in union. And they created all of their children the same, with a counterpart, a divine counterpart understanding. There was a time when, I'm not going to get too heavily into this. There was a time when there was a previous era of the divine counterpart connections that did not have all this separatist stuff, egoic understanding in the way separating them. And they want there to be a return. Because they like, what is going on? All our children over here sad, upset, worried, depressed. They don't even know how divine they are. They don't even know how loved they are. Somebody need to fix it. This needs to get fixed, and so this is the message. Everyone has a divine counterpart. Everyone has it. That is not just a spiritual understanding. It's all spiritual. It's all spiritual. But if you can't understand, or you still have this separatist understanding of spiritual and everything else, I'll say it to you like this. It's not just a spiritual understanding. It is physics. There cannot be anything in the 3D world without an equal opposite. A left without a right, a up without a down, a you without the other you, a divine masculine understanding without a divine feminine understanding. You have a divine counterpart. You have one. Now, that being said, this connection is the highest connection of love that you could ever step into. There are many beautiful things that come with it. Many beautiful things that come with it that I won't speak about now because it's not necessary and it's not time. But what Spirit has talked to me about is the fact that this golden era, this new earth understanding, is about bringing people back into oneness with their divine counterparts. And what that means is, I know a lot of you out there may feel you have this person that you want to be released from, and you want to move towards somebody else, and you want all of this other stuff, but you can't stop thinking about them. It won't go away. It don't matter if the conversation is small. You feel some sense of like, oh my God, you feel the connection and everything else. The thing is that you cannot leave yourself behind. You cannot leave you behind. Your divine counterpart is just the other you. And there are people that'll tell you, oh, these connections aren't meant to come together, or maybe they will, maybe they won't. No, they are meant to come together. What a lot of spiritualists will say pertaining to that is because they see that it's a complicated, tough road. But the thing about that is, you can walk that road. You can walk that road. It's the road of inner truth. The road to spiritual ascension, the road to the highest and best spiritual timelines for yourself, is also the road to your divine counterpart connection. It's the same road. It's the same road. So when you're on this path for yourself and you see this person keep popping up, it's because you're on the same road. You're on the same road. You're headed to the same place. The only individual that will ever be headed to the exact same location and position that you are in this world at the end of the day is your divine counterpart, your other self. Now, the reason there's so much separation is because of all of the 3D stuff that has been allowed to get in the way. Marriages, family members that don't know how to mind their own business, weak boundaries, insecurity, lack of confidence, lack of love of self. All of these things are why you're in separation from your divine counterpart. All of that. But you can't stay away from them because you are meant to come into union. You are. And Spirit wants you to know that the time of the divine counterpart unions is coming. That does not mean that there are not people that are not already in union. That does not mean that there are not. There are some. But the greater understanding of many people stepping into and connecting and coming into union with their divine counterparts is coming. It's coming. And there are people, I just got to be honest with you. There are people that may seem like they're in divine counterpart union that, this type of a connection can be crack. It can be a drug, not can be. It is often considered to be that in some sense. And they may have chosen to exist in lower vibrational understandings of union. They're going to go through a separation understanding for them to climb into the highest, more divine understanding of the connection. Your divine counterpart can be used as a karmic partner if you allow it. So that's the understanding here. Union is meant to come with you and your counterpart. It is. That time is coming. All you need to do is do your best to work on what you want for yourself and not allow this connection. I know it's hard. You feel the strong pull of the person, but you must do your best to not allow this person to become a distraction from what you want for yourself. Because as soon as you do that, you may get the imbalanced understanding of the person. And they're not, to some extent, I know you may think that these people or your counterpart is doing this to hurt you or they're doing this on purpose. No, their first job with you is to get you to go towards everything that you want, even if that means pushing you away from them. You got to walk your road and get to a state of stability and balance for yourself. You have to. Your divine counterpart connection is on the way to that, meant to give you just some bit of peace or some bit of reminder that it's still there. But if you get distracted by it, because many people often do, if you get distracted by it, guess what? Other things will come up. Other things to stop you from getting held up. So that's what's going on. The divine counterpart connections at this time, so many of them are in separation because there are things that you need to do on both sides. Whoever, you may feel like you lead in a connection, but it's not that linear. So all these people that's like, oh, my divine counterpart ain't doing what they need to do. No, you don't know that. You basing that off an egoic understanding. That's what you're doing. You're basing it off of egoic understanding. And you're basing it off time being linear. You don't know how many years before you came into connection with this person that they did certain things for the connection and then met you. You don't know. You are basing this off a timeline that is not linear, and you're basing it off an egoic understanding based off karmic relationships, karmic lessons. This connection is beyond that. This connection requires you to release certain levels of ego. It does. And I'm not saying that means you meant to allow this person in any type of state, shape, or form. No, it means if they're not right, send them away. They're not right, send them away. But your soul should always have space to come home to you if it proves to be ready, if it proves to be standing in confidence, if it proves to be what it should be, to be allowed home. And it's important that you hear me when I say that. It's important. I'm going to tell you why. This is going to be a hard thing to say. It's not easy for me to say, but it's true. Whether you believe it or not, I have connected with people who have, in their ego understanding, been so angry at so many things they could not let go pertaining to their counterpart connection, that they have said things they did not mean. Not realize, I am telling you when I say this, I have felt the moment in which I felt the life force of the person that they're in union with, the life force of the person that they're connected with forever snap. And then have them call me back and let me know that their counterpart had passed away. This is not a joke. This is not a joke. This is not a joke. This is not a game. They will still be your counterpart, even if it's only in the 4D and 5D realms. They don't need to have a physical body. They don't. They don't need to have a physical body. And you will still feel them. You will still strongly feel the energy. And it will drive you crazy because you feel the person so strongly, even though you know that their physical body is gone. So, in order to bypass that, be honest with yourself. It's okay to say, I love you, but you are not in the right energy for me at this time. It's okay to say, I love you, but I need you to go work on yourself. It's okay to say, I love you, but the way you're showing up is not good enough. Not good enough for me. This is not the understanding that I want. It's okay. It's okay to admit those things. It's okay to say, I'm frustrated and I'm angry and I'm mad that I had to go through all of this and that you're still the person. It's okay. But remember to be careful of how you speak about this understanding. Because for real, at the end of the day, this person is your other self. And they'll still be that even without a physical body. And you'll still feel all these things for this understanding. This is a warning to you that this is serious. This is serious. This connection is serious. And it is beyond the ego understandings. I'm not saying that this is about rushing to try to heal anything. Take the time you take. You do not know it yet. And I cannot tell you right now. I can't, because you're not ready. That's just the truth. You do not know it yet, but you have all the time in the world. You have all the time in the world. So stop trying to rush this. Stop trying to rush this and work on what you need to work on. Stop trying to rush this and let this be the home cooked meal it was meant to be. Because the microwave understanding ain't making you happy. I'm telling you, I've seen two versions of this connection. The ones that are willing to walk the tough road and be in an understanding of separation and not allow the version of that person in that does not meet what they don't want. And the ones that will take any version of it. The ones that will take any version of the person. And then they're angry. And then they're mad. And they're like, well, they showed up, but they're still the same. Your presence set in their environment tells them they don't need to grow. They don't need to change. You're okay with it. You're okay with it. So what do you need to do? Give them your absence to work on what they need to work on. And you got stuff to work on too. You got stuff to work on too. Because if you didn't, then you would be in union. And that's okay. It's okay. This is not about perfection. This is not about having everything figured out, but you need to have solid ground under you. You need to get into a place of stability for yourself. You need to feel confidence in yourself. You need to feel secure in yourself. You need to love yourself. And as you love you, you call in the other you. You want the other you to show you love, but you're not showing you love. You're not showing up for you. They are just a mirror of you. Love you. Take care of you. That will call the other you in. That will call the other you in the way that you want and the way that you deserve. There's so much that I cannot tell you that you're meant to have with this connection itself. Beyond anything that you could ever imagine, but I cannot because you are not ready. I cannot because you are not ready. I cannot because it's not time. But I need you to hear me when I say this. You've been told there's a lot of fish in the sea. You only got one soulmate. You only got one soulmate. All that other stuff, trauma bonding. The level of vibration of energy that you're comfortable with, that your ego is comfortable with. But it's not enough. I've had more than one person be like, I went and researched and I see all this. This is another reason why I don't call it a twin flame connection. It's just a lot of misinformation about it. But I've seen it where, had people come to me and be like, I was on Reddit looking at all this information pertaining to the connection. And there are people that are over the connection. And I'm like, and they're saying, they moved on and everything else. And they got the person that they want to be with and everything else. And I just got this question. If they have moved on from this connection, why are they on a Reddit or a Quora or whatever the case may be? Why are they on a Reddit page about twin flames? Do that make sense? If you over something, why you own it? Why you search up the words? Why you break out the energy to type anything? Because if I'm over something, I'm not about to bring out any energy. You can't stand this person. I ain't got no energy for it. Hate is just the other side of love. It really is. You hate that this person ain't showed up the way that you want them to. That's always the case. You hate that this person has not shown up in the way that you know you deserve. You hate that they have not gotten to where you feel like they need to be for the connection to work. If you're here with me on this channel, I'm going to give you some hard truths because we got stuff to do. We got stuff to do, and the only way we're going to get there, the only way we're going to get to where we want to be is by letting go of these ego understandings. They can't stay here in this environment. They can't be here. You love this person. You angry and mad because they ain't showed up how you want them to. That's what it is. And I know sometimes you may feel the connection not as intensely. Sometimes you may feel like, well, I feel like I'm good now. I feel like usually it's when you're doing what you need to do. You don't need to be distracted from the connection. You've released what you need to release. But make no mistake, your creator is just holding back all of the energy, protecting you from it until it's time. so you can focus. It's going to come back. So don't be surprised when it does. I've had so many people be like, I think I'm done. I think I'm mission. Listen, when people be telling me this stuff, I am never in the energy of saying, okay, girl, boy, whoever. I'm never in the energy of being like, I'm telling you this the Nope. I'd be like, all right. I've had people be like, you're going to be disappointed with me. I did this in relation to this person. I'm not disappointed at all. I'm not judging you. This is a tough connection. This is a hard connection, but it's not going anywhere. It's not. It isn't. It's not going anywhere. It's beyond this 3D understanding. It exists in the 4D and 5D realms. But you need to know that all this stuff that they're telling you need to do pertaining to, sit with your divine counterpart connection in the 4D and 5D. No, fix your 3D life. That's what you need to do. Master your 3D life. Get out of the marriage that you don't want to be in. Get out of the job that you don't want to be in. Get out of the state that you don't want to be in. Leave behind the family members that hold you back, that don't ever allow for you to grow and change. They're always pushing you down. Get away from the friends that don't have your best interest at heart. Drop these habits that aren't any good for you physically, emotionally, mentally. That's how you get to your connection. That's it. All that other stuff, okay, go ahead. Let that be your understanding. If that's what resonates with you, go ahead. Because I'm telling you, what it really is about getting your 3D life in order. All of that other stuff is connected to it. It will do it on its own. Go do what you need to do in your 3D life. Go do what you need to do in this physical life. That's the life you can live. That's the life that you and your counterpart are truly meant to experience and feel and touch and be with each other in. Go do what you need to do in your 3D life to get you to your connection. It's as simple as that. And I know I said it's simple, but I know it's hard because you have a life built around you that you now have to figure out how to get out of. Don't mean you don't know how to get out of it, but it's hard. But that's the answer. That's the answer. I don't care. That's the answer. For all the ones that I've assisted, and they've connected and come into union, that was the answer. That was the answer. Over and over again, it was the answer. So guess what? The answer is figure out your 3D life. And at the same time, understand that you coming into union with this person is on God's timing. It is a divine counterpart connection. It is not a karmic connection. Unless you allow it to be. Because like I said, there are phases of it that can be that. We have been given the gift of a world where we can walk hand in hand with our soul. With our soul self. That's the gift that our creators gave to us because they had it. And they wanted their children to experience it too. But it got lost. It got lost in many things. I'm not going to talk about it. There are reasons why I got lost. But those reasons don't matter. I'm going to let the creator take care of those reasons. But that's the understanding. We all have that. All of us. All of us do. And for the ones who may feel like you've lost your counterpart in a physical body understanding, there are truths that Spirit has for you pertaining to that. I can't give it to you right now, but there's a message there for you too. But I really feel like I said enough. I hope I hope and desire, Spirit, not to have to make any more videos about this. I would prefer, because everybody's connection is individual. That's another thing before I go. Stop trying to get into this group understanding of bringing your connection together. This is a connection that is between you, your counterpart, and God. This is not a connection that's meant to be you having group sessions. No, this is a very private thing. This is a very intimate understanding. If you want to work on getting your connection to come together, there are divine counterpart readers and things of that nature that can assist you with that. But you should do your research and make sure that is the person that you want to connect with. Make sure they're right. Don't just let them be in it willy-nilly. They should have a pure understanding of connection with Spirit, because this is a divine connection. And they should also be in a balanced emotional and mental place, because you don't want their energy bleeding all over your connection. Your connection is for you and your counterpart. So this is not about comparing your connection to somebody else's or sitting in group. I don't even know what to call them. I know that some people, they be like, oh, let's have a group session for divine counterpart connections or twin flame, whatever, and we can all sit here and talk about it together. No. Everybody's connection is unique to them. Everybody's connection is individual. So if you're going to get assistance, it should be individual. It should not be in a group, because that can be something that's slowing you down. Don't slow yourself down like that. What you need to do for your connection is what you need to do. It ain't necessarily the same as anybody else. Too many energies getting mixed into that can be a distraction. But yeah, I think I said enough. I really honestly don't even know if I'm going to post this video. But I'm going to try to post it, because I don't want Spirit to have me remake it. Because like, for real, I don't like to speak about these connections because they are very individual. They're very personal. And also, you just walking your path toward everything that you want for yourself will lead you to it. You don't have to understand it as a divine counterpart connection. Spiritual ascension is the same thing. It's all going to lead you to you. But Spirit wants you to not cut off your nose to spite your face. And that's why it wants me to let you know that when you get to this understanding, when you feel like everything's coming in order and this person starts popping up and showing up, it's because you called your soul in, because you got your life together, because you got yourself together, because you chose you, because you did what you needed to do. And that's why you need to understand that the path to spiritual ascension, the path to your best life, the path to your heaven on earth is with your divine counterpart. Who else is going to be in your heaven on earth with you but you? Your other you. They're to walk hand in hand with you and have all the blessings and love and everything else. And there is so much more that comes with this connection. If you're willing to trust, even though I know it's hard, if you're willing to work through what you need to work through, if you're willing to master your 3D environment the way you need to, there is so much that comes with it. So please, 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 please walk your path how you need to. And do your best. I'm not saying not to allow this person in, engage and see where they are, because it's important to connect to some extent. This person, you and this person are each other's heir. You and this person are many things. You and this person are each other's nourishment. If you go too long without connecting and you don't have enough 3D grounded understanding, it can cause and wreak a lot of havoc on you. So I'm not saying not to connect at all. I'm not saying that there's not some understanding of that, but it's important to gauge. It's important to really see if it's necessary. If they're not showing up correctly, then you know it's not time. If they're not in the right energy, then you know it's not time. You have to be honest with yourself, or you're going to be mad. You're going to be mad and irritated and frustrated that you know that this is the person. You feel the intuitive understanding of the truth, but they're not showing up how you know that you deserve for them to show up. So let's not do that to yourself. Let's do what you need to do and trust Spirit's divine timing of when this connection comes together, because I promise you, you have all the time in the world. You really do. I know you may be scared, and that's another reason why a lot of people are angry about it. A lot of people are frustrated. They feel like, oh, I'm running out of time and this and that and all the rest of that stuff. But there's a lot that y'all don't know. And you'll never know enough to know enough. But one day, I don't know how soon, but one day, if you stick with me, we're going to step into some wondrous things. We really are. And I'm excited for you. And I'm amazed that I get to be of assistance in delivering these things to you. I'm so excited. And your Creator really wants you to understand how loved you are. There are energies that separated you from your heaven on earth, but they're being dealt with. Trust that. Now let's do the part. Let's do what we can do. Let's do what we can do. to get you to your heaven on earth. But that's all I have. I really, really hope I got this message out good enough, because I really, 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 I promise you I don't want to make no more videos on this. I tried everything not to do it. I was like, Spirit, I'll write a blog post. Spirit, I'll do a recorded understanding where I ain't got to be on. I'll do anything. But I don't want to make this message because it's not necessary. But Spirit says it is necessary. So I'm just going to do what my Creator told me. So it can leave me alone. But all right, y'all.